Today, let me show you how to prepare a personal balance sheet. Every business entity prepares a profit and loss account and a balance sheet. But I doubt in your personal life, do you make a personal balance sheet? I would urge you to start doing so. It will give you immense clarity about your own finances. It's a healthy practice to prepare a balance sheet and maybe to attach it to your income tax return every year. One of the advantages would be if you have a balance sheet made every year. Gradually your assets increase year after year. You may have made some interesting real estate investment which may appreciate. One starts small in the beginning. After a few years, your wealth may have grown quite a bit. And one fine day, let's say you receive some income tax notice to explain where these assets have come from. Guys, if you have it in the form of a balance sheet year after year after year, tracing back, finding out when this asset was created, where the money had come would become so much easier. Otherwise, you start fumbling for answers, and even if there's nothing to hide, it might appear that you are trying to hide something. It's a very, very healthy practice. So get into the habit of making a personal balance sheet. Now, how do you do it? If you've never done it before, I suggest as step number one, you will have to prepare an opening balance sheet. Folks, in a business, we prepare a profit and loss account and a balance sheet. In a personal life, we will prepare an income expenditure account and a balance sheet. The word profit or loss is inappropriate in a personal situation. So it is very similar to a profit loss account, but the terminology would be income expenditure account and a balance sheet. So I'm going to show you how to make these two statements. But I was saying, first thing you need is an opening balance sheet. To do that, I suggest make a list of all the assets that you own. To give you an example, let's say you own a house. The house is filled with furniture. You bought it somewhere. So we need to account for that. Make a list of what furniture items you have. You could have made some investments over the years. Perhaps you have acquired some jewelry. You would, of course, have some money in the bank. Make a list. I'm just giving you a few examples. Make an exhaustive list. All that you own, put it in your balance sheet on the asset side. Now, chances are there are some loans outstanding. For example, if you own a house, perhaps you've taken a housing loan. So on the asset side, we're going to show the house. But on the liability side, you show whatever loans you have outstanding, you mention it over there. In this example that we are taking, let's say the total of your assets is 132,000. Against that, there is an outstanding housing loan of 60,000. So where did the difference come from? Obviously has been put in by you. So the difference between asset and the loan outstanding is 72,000. Let's call that your capital. This is your opening balance sheet. Now what we will do is, first thing is make a list of your receipts. Receipts including incomes. Let's say you are a salaried person. To understand your receipts, sit down with your bank passbook. On the deposit side, make a summary. If you happen to be an employed person, then 12 times in your passbook, there will be salary credited. Total it up, one figure of receipts is salary. You own a bank account, savings account earns interest, so pick up the interest figure and put it here. If you have invested in shares in the past, there could be dividends. In addition, let's say you took a car loan. That's also a receipt. It's not an income, but it's a receipt. If you've seen my earlier video on how to make a balance sheet, I must have told you that all transactions can be broken up into 4 types. Whatever happens has only 4 options: income, expense, liability, or asset. Out of which, if money has come in, it is either an income or a liability. If money has gone out, it is either an expense or an asset. Now, folks, these receipts that you have listed out, some of these could be in the nature of incomes, the other ones could be liabilities. In this example that we have taken, where will salary be shown? It is an income. Interest is also an income. Dividends also an income. These 3 items go to the income side of the income and expenditure account. And the car loan that you have taken, this is a liability. Total money coming in is 52,500. Now, guys, make a list of all the money that you have spent. If you have children, school-going children, probably you are paying the school fees. You have household expenses, groceries, etc. If you have a vehicle, there would be fuel expenses. Perhaps a certain amount of income tax has been paid, which might have been deducted from your salary. You have a loan outstanding, so you have paid interest also. In addition, you could have made some fresh investments during the year. Let's say you also bought a new TV set. You have a housing loan outstanding, so some installments were paid. And let's assume you also purchased a new car. Total money spent 47,800. Again, out of the money spent, some items will be in the nature of expenses, others would be in the nature of assets. Remember, money coming in is income or liability, money going out is an expense or an asset. So, out of these items, your school fees, household expenses, fuel, income tax, and interest on loan will be transferred to the income expenditure account on the expenses side. And those investments made go to the balance sheet. Where will investments appear? You notice there's already investments appearing on the asset side. You had an opening investment of 12,000. This year you made another 4,000. That will be shown. Total investments would be 16,000. You bought a new TV. It wasn't there on your asset side earlier on. So this is an addition to your assets. You paid housing loan. This will get reduced from the loan outstanding. So liability side, there's a housing loan of 60,000. You have paid an installment of 6,000. So now the housing loan outstanding is 54,000. And you purchased a new car. So one more addition on the asset side. So folks, now we've transferred all your receipts and expenditures between either the income expenditure account or the balance sheet. Two more steps are left now. How much was the money, total money coming in? Remember, 52,500 between earnings and borrowing. And how much money has gone out between expenses and creation of assets? 47,800. Money coming in, 52,500. Money going out, 47,800. You have an excess of money coming in over money going out of 4,700. Guys, your balance sheet showed an opening bank balance of 5,000. During the year, you've generated another surplus of 4,700. So we transfer it to the balance sheet. So the bank balance at the end of the year is now 9,700. Now the last step, what is the income generated by you? 45,000. How much is the money spent by you? 27,600. You have generated a surplus. We will call it surplus in an individual case. The same term would be called a profit had this been a business statement. You have generated a surplus of 17,400. This is an addition to your capital. On the liability side, what was your capital to begin with? 72,000. Current year's surplus is an addition to that. So your closing capital is 89,400. Now all that is left is to complete the remaining items in your balance sheet where there are no changes. For example, you had on the asset side a house of 100,000, no change to that. So opening balance 100,000, closing balance also 100,000. Furniture of 8,000, no change. Jewelry of 7,000, no change. Now we total up the liabilities and the assets, and here is your closing balance sheet. I repeat, folks, if you, as a practice, prepare your personal income and expenditure account and balance sheets, it will give you immense clarity about your own finances.